And thank you to our sponsor, Millésima. Millésima, bringing fine wine to you. Find out more information by visiting their website at www.millésima-usa.com.
La propriété fait 10 hectares et demi en vignes.
Here at Petit-Village, there are 10.5 hectares of vines. The half hectare is very important, especially in Pomerol, as so many of the properties are very small.
Petit-Village, en ce qui concerne
The great varieties that are planted here at Petit-Village, 75% Merlot, 17% of Cabernet Sauvignon, and 8% of Cabernet Franc. The 17% of Cabernet Sauvignon is one of the most significant proportions of Cabernet Sauvignon of any of the estates here in Pomerol.
Voilà le sol de Pomerol. Voilà le sol de Petit-Village, avec énormément.
There's a very, very high percentage of stones and gravels here. A lot of slate. There's a large percentage of clay mixed with a little bit of sand as well.
Dessous, nous avons la crasse de fer.
Here, underneath the topsoil, we have what is locally called the crasse de fer, meaning iron. So it's a soil that's very, very rich in iron, with very large gravel stones. And this is what makes the particularity of Pomerol, and certainly here at Petit-Village. The soil helps to concentrate the taste of the grapes, and it gives a very mineral quality to the wines.
Ce goût de très pierreux, très pierre à feu. La vigne est de la famille des lianes, comme on le sait.
As the vine is really growing a lot now, it's very important to control this growth so that when the bunches really start to develop and start to change color, the vine will be able to devote its energy into that. So we want to try to limit the canopy and to slow down the growth a little bit of the vine.
Il y aurait beaucoup plus de végétation. Par exemple, ici,
so looking just at this shoot, you can see that there are two bunches on this one shoot. Okay, so he will definitely, and he has eliminated the top bunch. That's because the lower one is closer to the bottom of the shoot. It's getting the sap from the vine, and it will be able to concentrate more of its energy on this bunch that's at the lower part of the shoot.
On fait un nouveau chai avec des petits contenants qui nous permettent d'adapter à.
The tanks that we have here at Petit-Village are very small capacities, from 30 hectoliters to 85 hectoliters. We use the smaller tanks to do the fermentation, the vinification. The larger tanks are only used to do the blending. The advantage of having very small individual tanks is that we're able to harvest each plot of vines individually and to vinify it individually. So we make, yes, several individual wines, which will make the individual characteristic of each plot much more evident, and of course will come out in the selection for the final blend.
Alors les portes sont en inox. C'est très hygiénique.
Of course, even though the tanks are made of concrete, the doors are made of stainless steel, so it's very easy to maintain. The interior of the tank is lined with epoxy. It's a quality of epoxy that's used in the food industry, so it does not impart any kind of aroma to the wine. Oh, it's kind of heavy. If you wouldn't mind, yeah, we're going to lean it up against right over here. Oh, this way, it's fine. The fact that we've got such wide openings on the tanks allow us to use the technique of extraction called pigeage. Pigeage is a technique that's used mainly in Burgundy. However, it seems that more and more chateaux are starting to use this technique here in Bordeaux. The results here that we've obtained at Petit-Village for our first vintage, the 2007 vintage, using the pigeage, were very, very good. And so this is something that we'll probably continue using in other vintages. Je vais faire un peu de muscule. So this is what's used to do the pigeage. So you've got this flat base, which will punch down the cap. Here, you've got handles, and this is actually for your feet. So you can punch it into the cap from here, and then once you've got the final, the first punch, then you can start to move around the tank and punch it down. But this is definitely a good workout. Huh?
Ben, quand je viens d'enlecher comme ça, en général, et que je goûte.
So when Serge comes here to taste from the barrel, he's going to taste wines that have already been pre-assembled. And in fact, what he's doing is tasting wines from different coopers to see exactly what aromas, what flavors the barrel gives to each wine.
Là, je regarde un petit peu à la lumière, voir.
The first nose gives lots of good aromas of ripe fruit, but in the mouth, the wood, the oak really comes out, which is quite normal because during this stage of aging in the barrel, the wine is really taking on the aromas of the barrel. So this is what comes out predominantly in the taste of the wine.
On sent bien qu'il y a un corps, que ces merlots sont bien ronds, bien... Alors là, on est sur le même lot.
Now Serge is tasting the same lot of wine, but in a different barrel, a barrel from a different cooper.
On a un nez très intéressant, qui est fruité, qui est vanillé.
So the nose is very interesting, very with aromas of vanilla. So the wine from this particular cooper, it's a bit less structured than the other one. But there's a very good balance, very good fruitiness, a lot of freshness, and so this will of course contribute these qualities to the final blend.
Le savoir-faire va être intéressant pour la bouteille finale, évidemment. Je crois que je suis strict quand il y a des phases critiques.
In order to have a very great quality, whether it's the grapes, the wine, of course, Serge has to be a hard taskmaster at times. However, there's a very good ambiance here, a very good environment. Everybody gets along very well. And I think everyone understands the importance of being very strict and rigorous with their work.
C'est comme dans tous les domaines, c'est avec le détail qu'on progresse, je crois.
It's like in anything, it's the little details that matter. That's what makes a difference.